Iowa's worked their way back to being a top defense again. What makes Phil Parker's defense so difficult to dissect?
It ain't no different than what it was in 2001 when I was at Texas Tech and played these guys in the Alamo Bowl. That's I'm being serious. I mean, it's just they've been there 25 years or whatever it is, and it's been the same forever. I mean, for them to be able to sustain it like they have is something that's very unique and probably never going to be duplicated again. So same as it was last year. Yeah, I go back. Yeah, obviously 25 years ago, there's going to be some things that are a little different, but same as it was last year. Just they're a plug and play team. Doesn't I thought they had really good players last year, and the ones that they lost, they've replaced them with really good players this year. So it ain't real tricky. They're just sound with everything that they do. From a coaching perspective, you got to respect that.
Given that this is a game that's at the same day every year, and it's the one opponent that Nebraska knows it's going to have, do you guys have a little bit more time to think about how you approach this game, or is it more of a hey, when it's Iowa week, then we'll focus on Iowa?
No, it means a little more. It means a little more. It means a little bit more to the fan base. I know it means a lot more to them. It means a lot to Coach Rule, coaches, players. I say this. Going back to coaching in this game last year, it felt different. I've only been in a couple of these type rival games. Pitt, West Virginia. I was only a part of that once, but it felt different. Bedlam, I was only a part of that once. Oklahoma State, it just felt different, and I had that feeling last year against these guys. So, yeah, we're probably going to put a little bit more into it, and that's like some off-season stuff and just looking at it and how Coach Rule runs the program is we're trying to put ourselves in a position where we can win this game. It hadn't happened in a while. We recognize that, we see it, we feel it, and it means a lot to us to go out there and play this game. So excited for the challenge.
I'm interested. What do you mean by felt different? What feels different?
Just the buzz around it. Just the buzz around it. I can't explain. I can't explain what it is, but it just means more. That these rival games, and like I said, I've only been in like 3 of them. But those just had that feeling last year that I'd had in years past, and it's just there's not a whole lot of those rival games that exist anymore. A lot of them have kind of gone away. Shoot, Bedlam's one that's went away. The backyard brawl is one that went away. And so the ones that are out there, I know you gotta kind of relish the opportunity to be able to play those games. So it kind of sucks that a lot of those have went away. This one hadn't. So let's enjoy it.
How do you think that? In what ways did playing Penn State help Latif? Like just the totality of that game and the weekend and all of that.
I thought his presence was good. His he wasn't wide-eyed. He wasn't. He was calm. He communicated well. And that was challenging. That was a buzzsaw that we ran into, and it existed everywhere. And so give Penn State credit. I mean, they kind of found their groove a little bit. And I don't really want to revisit that, to be honest with you. But just from a TJ's perspective, I mean, I thought he went out there and just played ball. And the moment wasn't too big for him. This is be his first home game start here in Memorial Stadium. But how do you think he's going to respond? I got all the confidence in the world in him just based on how he responded against USC, how he, first game on the road in that atmosphere. Man, what an awesome place that was. But and he had to handle silent count, which was new for him, and I thought he handled it well. We had a couple of pre-snap penalties that they weren't on him, and so then he went out there and played okay, so I think he'll get a week better. You know, this is a whole nother challenge, whole nother opponent, whole different defense, and be a different game plan for him. And he's out there executing it. I thought he did a good job today. You know, elements are going to play a role. I mean, it's that time of the year, and we were out there practicing in it, and you know, I thought he spun it around as good as he could in the conditions that were out there today. There'll be different type of conditions again on Saturday, but I got no reason to believe that he's not going to go out there and play his best.
Demeanor, like in all of these new experiences that he's having for three weeks now, what's maybe struck you as something that stands out, considering that he's a true freshman?
Poise, just being calm in the moment. You know, he hasn't had many communication hiccups, you know, which is impressive for a true freshman. I mean, we're blessed to have that with Dylan last year too. You know, from a true freshman perspective, things can get wordy at times, and you can get tripped up. I mean, it tripped me up last year a few times when I first got here. You know, and so. Just the communication aspect, I think it's been good, and to him, it's just, you know, he says it all the time, man. It's just football. Just go out there and play, you know. And so, he's got a confidence about him that, you know, that I think is special, you know, and just likes to get out there and play ball. So, looking forward to watching him compete.
What needs to get better down near the goal line? I mean, especially if it comes down to another 4th and goal situation.
Yeah, we gotta execute blocks. You know, I mean, that, trust me, I've beat myself up on that first drive. You know, as far as what I could do different, what I should have done different. You know, you got it to 3rd and 2 in the previous 3 plays that we ran the ball. We got about 58 yards. What do you think I'm supposed to do? You know, and so, you know, could I have called a better play? You know, in hindsight, yeah, but you know, you get 58 yards in 3 plays, and I had confidence in our guys up front, you know, and we got 1 yard, and I'm like, surely we're going to get another one. And, you know, we missed the block, and they shedded a couple of blocks. Give them credit. They were ready to play, you know. And, you know, just in general, you know, it wasn't, by no means was it good last week, good enough for any of that. You know, where we were getting 5-6 yard chunks, you know, we were getting 2-3 yard chunks, you know, which put us in a lot of 3rd down situations. You know, the conversions I thought were okay. We hit 9 out of 18 on 3rd down. Obviously, the 4th down stuff was garbage. You know, but some of that was the way the game went. You know, and so. You know, it's been a topic that I've talked about since I've got here. You know, I mean, we gotta finish in the red zone. We've done a spotty job of that, and then we've done a good job of that. And last week it was spotty again.
Friday. Just what has that group meant to you since you've been here?
Yeah, you know, senior days, you know, they just don't let them be emotional. I mean, it's more about the memory, you know, and the only way it's a good one is if you win, you know. And so, but those guys have been great, you know, and you know, shoot, you know, you just appreciate everything that those guys have done for the program. You know, you got a couple of guys like Dane and Rocco that's just been here for a couple of years, but then you got, you know, Henry and Teddy and Turner and Heinrich and those guys that have been here for a long time, you know. And so, you know, really want those guys to one, experience beating Iowa, you know, and 2, doing it on senior day would be big for them and big for the program as well.
You mentioned the conditions, the weather. Friday looks like 30 degrees, windy, maybe snow.
That's going to be very pleasant compared to what it was last year.
Other than maybe making it more difficult to throw the ball, like, how do you think that it impacts the mentality of the teams, both teams in this game?
Yeah, it feels like, if it's as windy as it is out there today, I mean, it's gonna affect it. I mean, there's no other way to put it. I mean, if it's blowing 30, 40 miles an hour, that makes it challenging, you know. And so, will it affect play calling? I mean, it most certainly could, you know. But you know, we've ran the ball 70-75% of the time. They do the same thing, you know. And so, if it is those conditions, then I think both teams are experienced and understand the nature of what it is. Like I said, last year was brutal, you know, and I don't know what it was 2 years ago. I would assume it was something that was very similar. This game's going to be like that every year, you know, and so I think everybody's professional enough to understand how they should call it based on what you're looking at.
The conditions from last year. where does that rank in terms of coldest?
That's the coldest game I've ever been part of. I grew up in Iowa. I've played in a lot of cold games. That was cold. I mean, it was what, 8 degrees. It was cold. You know, so it's that time of the year, and we're in the Midwest, and it's what it is.
Matt said one of their superpowers is how comfortable they feel in close games. How have you seen this team with some of the like the win at Maryland, Cincinnati kind of grow maybe and being ready for that type of
Yeah, I think, you know, throughout the course of this year, being able to close out games, win close games, I think has been a obvious step in the right direction. You know, you just go back and look at this game the last 2 years. It's, you know, coach reminded everybody out there of it today. I mean, it came down to last second field goals the last 2 years. You look at Iowa last week, they did it again. You know, it is their superpower. They're comfortable when those games are tight. They're comfortable when those games are very close, and it comes down to the last second. That's who they are. That's the way they've been for 25 years. We're going into year 3 to the point where I think we've made progress on it, and you know that's what you got to expect. You know, because that's just usually the way this game is.
All good.